Hey guys, Louie here, and welcome to the weekend. Today I thought I'd give you a little treat and take a look at my BU Britannia 1 ounce silver collection. You may not be aware, but in the beginning of the Britannia series from the Royal Mint, the images changed every year for quite a few years, making them some of the most desirable coins that you can find. The first year is 1998, which I do not have, but one thing I pride myself on in this collection is that these are all in really fantastic condition. Very hard to get a Britannia spot free and scratch free. So let's go ahead and go through them real quickly, and then after this I'll do a little market commentary like I always do. But there is 1999. Beautiful. Of course, we have QE2 on the back. Now we are skipping 2000 and going right to 2001. See if I can get a little better zoom on that. Just beautiful. These are BU coins and could have been bought back in the day at bullion prices. These have been preserved in capsules. This is 2003. Another beautiful image of Britannia, the warrior. Missing 2004, 2005. Really did some nice work here. Some really great engravings. Now here is an image you see repeat over and over again, but I believe this is the first time that Lady Britannia appeared in this pose. This may have been the Jody Clark. No, I'm not sure who engraved that, but it harkens back to the Jody Clark Britannia. Here is 2007. Britannia with her shield and her lion. All right, let's see. We're going to skip 2008 and 2009. These are very, very hard to find. Very hard to find. You just can't find them. Or if you do, it's pretty sizable. Well, actually, a rather ridiculous premium. 2010. There's Warrior Britannia looking pretty fierce. 2011. Beautiful condition on these, eh? I'm not saying they're completely perfect, but you just don't find this stuff in the wild. And here we go to 2012. I believe 2012 is the year that they started repeating the image. Let's see, are those identical? 2012 and 2013. One's in a capsule and one's in a flip, but I do believe those are identical, and they continue going in that fashion, making them much less interesting going forward if you're going to collect a series. Here is 2016. Oh, you can't see that. 2016, which I must have bought a lot of for some reason, but same. Sorry, you can't see that. Same image repeating over and over again. God, sorry, you can't see that. But it is, trust me, it is the same image as 2012, 13, and 14. But if you're going to collect a series, you're really going to be a collector. I highly recommend collecting a series where the image changes every year, because if you look up some of the prices of these things, in the long run, you've got a real collector item. Boy, I don't recall what the mintages were on Britannia, but they were never one of the high mintage mints, right? Not like the US Mint or the Canadian Mint or the Chinese Mint. Always in limited supply. So I don't know why they stopped changing the image. I don't know if they just didn't have the talent in the engraving department, but now we get the boring repeat. of the image, and there may be one or two with some enhancements with the same image, but I find that basically makes the series less collectible. So that's mine, and as you can see, I have a few holes, but these are very impressive coins, and anyway, I'm happy to have them. Okay, let's just focus on, I have anything to focus on. I don't want to hold this tripod forever. Let's just give us, oh, that's a Charioteer. Yeah, that's really, really nice. That was re-released at a later date as well on a special run. About the markets, well, I'm really happy to see silver get a bid from low to high. I think it was up, about $1.50 on Friday. What was happening Friday morning is the wheels were falling off the bus in the United States, and think the UK gilt market. But the 10-year was spiking up to, was it 4.35? Correct me if I'm wrong about that. But somebody was selling 10 years and selling them in bulk, obviously, and the rates were spiking like the system was falling apart. Silver and gold were hitting lows. I think silver hit around 1825 early in the morning. Boy, if you're going to watch silver, watch it early in the morning. It is so interesting. I could have picked up a kilo for about $8.75 at that time in the morning. But by the end of the day, we were $1.50 higher, so I wouldn't do that. 1825 is approaching my buy zone of 18 to 15, which I still think will hit. So what happened was the wheels were falling off the bus in the debt market, and I even said to a friend, you know what? The Fed is going to intervene here. They've got to do something. Now, I didn't know if they were going to buy the 10-year or do a Operation Flip-Flop or whatever that was called, Operation Twist, and sell the 2-year and buy the 10-year, something like that. Well, they did intervene just in time because I thought the market was heading to new lows as well. Not that the market, is high by a long shot, stock market. And what the Fed did is they had one of the governors come out and say 100 basis points is off the table at the November meeting. Well, the 100 basis points was a fantasy of people that were predicting the worst case. So just by saying 100 basis points is off the table and we will do 75, and then we'll become data dependent after that, that gave the market a little dose of pivotium fever. This pivot thing is just costing people a fortune. And of course, the market went up 700 points on that. The dollar dropped, the interest rates dropped like, 15, 20 basis points. And stocks rallied. But this is more of the same with the Fed trying to calm the market with more very generalized statements. So that's my feeling on that. I think this rally in the stock market, although it could go a couple days or a week, I think it will be short-lived, and I think we'll head back down. I think the dollar will regain strength. I think interest rates will start popping up again. None of that is good for gold and silver. But here we are in the 1950s. I think I even said last week when we were in the low 18s that we could see a pop to 1950. And it could go higher. But notice every time silver moves, it is more times than not making a lower high. So when you see it up there, kind of topping out, but at a point that's lower than the previous time it rallied, then you know that we're still in for the same future. Sorry to tell you guys that, but so I'm not buying silver. I'm still not buying, waiting for my buy range of 18 to 15. And gold is square in my buy range of 1650 to 1550. If you didn't think it could get below 1650, well, it broke through with abandon. I thought it might even have a 15 handle by the end of Friday. But then this Fed jawboning stuff happened. But gold, is more squarely in my buy zone than silver. Silver's out of my buy zone right now. I have noticed, let me give you a different view. I have noticed that the kilo bars are falling away from the market. Not as many kilo bars and not the $1.80 premiums we had just a week or 8 or 9 days ago. Now they're higher and the kilos are getting harder to find. In my mind, this has something to do with currency conversion, because it's very interesting that the European silver has been much cheaper than the American silver. I don't know if it's about a glut of inventory or what it's about, but it seems like it might have something to do with the currency conversion. But I don't know, that's just a speculation on my part. But yeah, things are drying up a little bit. I have to admit that silver, if the European silver falls off the market, the kilos fall off the market, and they're not all kilos. It's going to be a tougher time to get these low premiums, and I certainly don't want to see that when we crack in spot, when we have a flush, right? You know what that is, when the market's going down 2,000-3,000 points and silver and gold are going down 5% in a day or something like that. I would love to see low premiums persist when that actually happens. But you know what? Who knows? It is what it is. Keep watching and stalking your favorite silver and your favorite gold. And if we do get a drop, then be ready to take action if you can find a decent deal. All right, that's all I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed my Britannia collection, and I really need to get a box for these, don't I? It was so hard to put these together, and I haven't added to it in years because I actually went back. I started stacking in 2014, and even by then, these were out of sight. So, yeah, I need to fill in these blank spots and get a nice display box. For the time when Britannia did rule the bullion market, not a boring American Silver Eagle, not a boring Maple, not a Krugerrand. The only comparable mint, the long-standing mint, is really China. And nobody wants to buy Chinese coins anymore, but they also had different images every year. Still do, actually. But I think the market for Chinese silver is it's very fickle. So I think Britannia really holds the top place in my mind for BU silver products. And today we have Comsco, which is kind of turned into a novelty more than anything else. We have Germania, but they produce a lot of product, and it's usually pretty high priced. I wish that one of the mints would recreate a series, in bulk that had changing images. The Royal Canadian Mint and the British Mint, they try to do these weird things like Robin Hood and, so forth. But no, you want a coin of the realm, changing image every year. And that's what I'd recommend to any mint directors watching. And as far as the U.S. Mint goes, see you guys next week.